Is that a better?
Yes, much perfect. Beautiful.
Okay.
Love it.
Excellent.
Awesome. All right, Lynn, September.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right,
Hi,
you
I'm
need to
here.
come
Test
down,
one,
but
two.
just the tiniest smidgen, just like a skosh. Also, I did push the button.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
here we are. Is that better?
Yeah, love it. All right, and then Monica, if you can say some words for me.
Some words for you.
All right, you're right in the pocket already. That's good. I think maybe. All right, and finally, let's test sounders and hope we don't blast eardrums. Hold your ears, everybody.
He's so fluffy, I'm gonna die.
Oh, good. It's not too bad. I was real worried for a second because I didn't actually test those before.
Yay.
Game.
Okay, good.
Game.
It's got to finish through, otherwise it's not going to go.
Grills.
This is just a test. It's not real.
Grills podcast.
Strap in, kids.
Mother pus buckets.
Motherfucking puss buckets for real, though.
Yeah.
So I can just start kind of talking like 2 seconds after that starts
It starts fading.
jamming out.
Yep,
Okay.
So-
you got it.
Twitch made it so the updated title went fine into the tweet, but not into Facebook. It put the old one.
Yeah, it's weird how they do that sometimes. It's super annoying.
It does
Yeah,
that.
especially because it embeds it differently. Like when in Twitter, I could just.
Oh my god, I
retype
can
the
close your fucking Skype videos now. Now that I pull you in as NDI. Oh look, Anduin butt. Did you see that? There was. It was there.
tweet. No.
There was Anduin butt. I promise.
Yeah, apparently my cat was done with me so I don't know. It was like, oh, we're gonna go live. Okay, bye.
Oh, I like how somebody's like, oh yeah, we were
What
getting
the
around,
hell?
finally getting around to seeing if we wanted to do a job or a phone interview. Nope, too late, suckers. Oh, sorry. Super aggressive right now. Let's see.
Hey, folks out there, donate to our Patreon. My mic stand fucking blows.
$12, $12.
Yeah, mine was too, but all the bits keep stripping because the
You gotta-
Yeti's too heavy.
I buy a new one each year. I'm on number 3. Same one. Literally, I go on Amazon. It's like, you bought this in June 12th of 2017. And I'm like, oh, cool. That's the one.
You're like, yes, I did. Now
I
give me
did.
another.
Thank you for being aware of my purchases. Also, I bought underwear, so that's a thing. I buy my underwear on Amazon, and it's really funny because, like, Curly uses affiliate link sometimes. And then I realized that whenever you use the affiliate link, the person that you're affiliating can
Sees what you
see
bought.
your purchases, which I found out when somebody I know was making sex toy purchases, which they were nice enough to use my affiliate link, which is great. But also, I was like, oh, that's cool. I would have never taken them for that kind of thing person, but that's cool. And then I realized that meant that Curly saw all my bras and underwear.
You know what? It's clothing. Whatever. Everybody's got to wear them. It's clothes. Well, I didn't mean to do
Well,
that, but that
Everybody
works.
doesn't have to wear bras, but maybe they should.
To be
At
honest,
least
if I
try.
didn't have to, I wouldn't. But I actually like legitimately can't handle not.
Back pain is a thing when it comes to big boobs.
You know
It
what? I
sucks.
occasionally go ahead and go without, and I'm really excited that I can pull that off at 50. I put something on, I'm like, well, fuck, yeah, I can do this.
I pretty much couldn't pull it off after 8th grade. So
Also, I see boobs in a whole new light now because we get we
me
have to-
too.
we-
I see them in lots
we
of
have to
different.
do we have
There's
to
a
do
title.
biopsies. We have to do biopsies and such.
Oh no,
So, like, I see what the inside of them looks like, and it's not pretty.
no, it's not.
Bodies are gross.
I had remember I had 2 infected lymph nodes semi recently. That's all kinds of weird shit that happens all up in those spaces. But the good news is they weren't cancerous. So that's cool.
That's very good.
Yay, not cancer.
Yay.
Also, look what happened. Look what happened to my niffler. Look at his little foot. His little foot.
Aw.
Aw. My little niffler bank.
Oh,
Also, is it not perfect to have a niffler be a piggy bank? Like that's like the coolest thing ever.
right?
He's
Yeah, that's
smushed.
excellent.
Oh. And then
Oh, I forgot to tell you where that Negan came from.
yes, I was just gonna say this one, this Negan right here, this one.
How dare you?
Tall Thomas gave that to me,
I squeezed so hard.
and I was like, so Jen's a much bigger like Walking Dead fan than me. I'm way seasons behind. He's like, totally, you could totally give it to her.
That's
I was like,
awesome.
I will.
Well, it's super funny because like he's also one of my favorite villains because he's just such a good villain, in like the right way. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He's a strong villain, good villain.
You're the villain in the right way. I don't know what I'm doing. All right.
Excuse me.
I've been in a really bizarre mood all day, so get
Yeah.
set.
Yesterday was the last day of
Okay.
my fucking statistics class. So, all right, hold on. I asked.
Are we all set?
Nope. I'm literally
I
about
asked
2 seconds
Ibit
out.
for a snippet, by the way, to introduce our topic, and I did
You
not
asked
get one.
Ibit for a snippet
I did.
so that you could use it.
Yes.
Snippet for a nibbit.
A snippet from an Ibit so you could use it for the. I don't know, while you're wearing your Fitbit. I don't know.
Hello, Breeze.
That was pretty close, yeah.
Hey, what's up? One of my favorite,
Hello.
home fries from the Midwest.
I might pull something out of America's Next Top Podcaster audio. If I
Yeah.
can find something
Yeah, as long as you credit it, that's not a problem.
to intro
that's
the
cool.
topic and shove it in later.
Shove it in there later. Shove it in there. Shove it.
Goodness gracious.
Wow, it's gonna be one of those shows. Jeez.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough today. I
Yay.
apologize.
Hey, at least remember to tell our guests we swear before we started this time.
That's true. When I drop into
She
fat
asked
F bombs,
us.
and they're like, "Oh shit."
Hey, I get nervous and I drank a bit, so you're welcome.
Awesome. I know I'm not drinking. I just can't even. Like Rob. I just had a monster though, so that might be a thing.
I stopped drinking energy drinks. Can you believe that? I used to drink 1 to 2 energy drinks a day, and I haven't had an energy drink
Yeah,
in
no
like
shit.
over a month. Oh, Ember knows because you've been on vacation with me when like I needed to go. I needed to hit a fucking. I couldn't get anything near the hotel, so we're down off the strip, and that was that when I finally found the Walgreens that I could buy my stupid freaking Red Bull at when we were at Vegas
Yep.
last year. And I was like, I need my energy drink. I need it so bad. Like, it was intense. I'm like, I want to enjoy myself right now, but it's so hard. to
Oh,
enjoy.
careful, Breezy Bone. You'll get timed out if you keep at it. Take off your caps lock, dude.
Oh, are you trying to caps lock at people?
Um,
Yeah,
Twitch
Nightbot.
doesn't-
To be fair,
Twitch
our
does not
Nightbot,
like, well, actually, Nightbot doesn't like that.
Nightbot is really fucking aggressive.
I mean,
It is very against caps lock.
Yeah, we can actually
you can
probably.
disable that, but no.
Well, what you can do is disable it for people based on the amount of time that they've been in the channel. Like, for example, he's been in long enough that they
Yeah.
get past that, and that's usually the best way to get around it. We can play with it later. Anduin,
Yep,
if you
not
don't
now.
figure it out, we're going to have some serious problems. Go find a toy. The cat doesn't want to play
It's-
with you.
It's the people that try to speak in caps lock for, like, a paragraph or, like,
Mm-hmm.
the entire
Right?
night.
Or, like, they
That's
just
what gets to me.
literally don't understand that.
Although the worst was like, poor Bio Cow was here, and he's trying to be helpful,
It's okay.
and he's using the show bot to like do our prompts while we're doing our outro, and it like banned him for
Shut him
spamming.
Yeah, shut him
and
down.
I'm trying to mod him, and I can't because he's timed out. And of all people for it to happen to.
Right?
Yeah.
Is the showbot clear, by the way?
Yes, I
Yeah.
cleared it earlier.
Okay. I was just going to say, I totally forgot about that.
I mean, not anymore. There's a suggestion in there now, so.
Already.
All right, I am good in about 10 seconds. No, I lied. 30 seconds. Nope, I lied. 45 seconds. This file isn't opening. Oh my Jesus. This dog and I, it's like a battle of wills right now. Wills. Oh my God, you're killing me, Smalls.
Holy cow.
Oh, Sandlot, nice.
Yeah, dude. I love my dog. My dog is the best. He's such a great puppy dog. Holy crap. Okay.
Yay!
Yay.
We got a
Yay.
diamond shout out.
Yay.
All right, I need chat to be not itty bitty tiny tiny. Demons for days. Why are we diamonding? Why are we diamonding? Diamond.
Mr. Genetech said he came from the DC Discord. I assume he meant Diamond Club.
Oh, yeah, that would in fact be the Diamond
So
Club.
I was throwing
Discord.
our gang sign. Is that okay?
Hey, we are not a gang. We are a cult. There is a difference.
I don't even know if I'm in the Diamond Club one. I
If
feel
you're
like
not-
so
Goodness.
close, but so far away from you guys.
Yeah,
Like,
well, because it's all
I'm in
part
the
of like
jury one.
the same world. I mean, I'm in like 145,860 of them, so something like that,
That's not too many.
right? This is not being nice to me right now, like at all.
Okay, we ready?
Yeah. I just forgot to tell you that we were ready. That's my bad. I gotta push a button. All right, everybody, got your smiles on, kids?
Ready.
Ready? Let's go. Okay.
Tell me to smile.
I've been watching Naruto, so all I can hear is like 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh, it's like the intro music. Oh god, it's so bad. All right, I'm good.
Games, gear, grills. Welcome to the Geek Grills podcast.
Hello, and welcome to episode 130 of Geek Grills. The Geek Grills podcast is supported primarily by our patrons and a pupper. You can find us at www.patreon.com/grills. Thank you, Anduin. I am Linda, and I'm joined by my co-host, September, aka 9 of 12,
Salutations.
and the Jen.
Hi. And Anduin, my puppy.
And Anduin, apparently. And today we have a special guest. We have Monica, aka Wicked Kitten. She guest hosts, moderates, and manages several communities within the gaming and nerd world. And she's on
America's Next Top Podcasting Idol Chopped Finale Final Table Iron Chef Podcast Award show thing.
Big Brother.
Big
host.
Brother.
Hello. Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. It's
Oh
great
my
to be here.
Yeah, no,
Excellent.
super happy to have you.
Can't wait to talk to you later about all the stuff that you've been doing and getting on with. So, on that note, what have y'all been up to this geeky week? Ember, you want to go first?
Sure. Well, oh my god, my oven still doesn't work. Bubba was here
kidding me?
today.
I still love that you're handy. I'm
Killing
going to
me.
mention it every time. Bubba the Handyman.
Right.
It's still like the
Bubba
best
the
thing ever.
handyman. And he's got a new helper who is this hot young woman. I'm like, you go, Bubba, with your apprenticing women. Love it. And yeah, they replaced parts and wires, and now the broiler lights, but still not the oven. Terrific. So lots of grilling. I started door dashing
Yay.
this week. Yeah. I think it's going to be a much better fit than Lyft for me.
Yeah.
Because
you
I
don't
don't
have to
get a
have-
ride and have to drive an hour to Charlotte every time because I live in a small town, and it seems like most of the rides are, you're going to Timbuktu. Get the hell out of here.
And the great part
Which
is
is
you don't
really hard
have
to schedule.
the most important valuable improvement over Lyft is that you don't have to have drunk bitches in your car that think that they have the best directions to get to the place that they pre-gamed for, and you're just like, no, honey, shut your face. I'm gonna get you to where you need to go. Talk to your friends.
Yeah, I had not gone ahead and done lifting during those kind of hours. I already know every drunk in town. I'm usually out drinking with them anyway. So I did not need that in my vehicle. But DoorDash being, I mean, you can only deliver the food so far. So it's a lot easier for, I can do that around lunchtime and then stop and go pick up my kid and then come home and do it around dinner time and go to the gym. So really cool. And the money's not great, but it's all extra for me right now. So that's cool. Certainly helped this week because we ran out of money. I went to see Kiss Saturday.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Holy crap. Holy shit. They still just rock socks. I can't believe at that age. And how many hours a day Paul Stanley must work out is ridiculous. Because, I mean, he's 76?
That's ridiculous.
67. I don't know. But he's ripped still. And they did everything. They pull out all the stops. This is their last world tour. And they did all the things. Like, they really started this whole level of rock and roll show, right? So there's all the fireworks indoors, which I didn't even know was a thing, and the cranes lifting him up, and Paul Stanley, flying over the audience to a stage that was right fucking next to us, which was pretty great. Our seats were fantastic. We're on the floor. Gene did the blood thing. Whoever Ace is now, Bruce, did the
crazy.
sparks flying out of the guitar. Peter Chris's replacement sang Beth. Paul smashed the guitar to bits at the end of the set. Everything. All the iconic things they did. So really excited, really nostalgic for me, because I saw my first Kiss concert when I was really little. And I went with my friend, and it was her first one. And she's a little older than me and so hot for Paul Stanley that it was like, oh my God. She was literally like squeezing when he got close to us.
The correct terminology is simpering. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Really, I think a simpering is like being afraid of something.
No, simpering is
Yeah.
is that.
Okay.
At least it's not as bad as what I did when I met a celebrity.
Yeah. Love you. So, okay, and then my little comics corner. This week I went way back and am catching up on my Harleys, because like I said, I ended up collecting not only regular Harley, which I always have, but I did pick up New 52 and Rebirth for a while, and I looked back and I hadn't read either of those other two series in a long time. And I was on Rebirth 13, and I pulled it out of the box, and I was like, oh, that's why, because it's got like Harley and Joker on the cover, and we all know how I feel about the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
And the cover is like him holding out a ring box like he's proposing, and it's like, yeah, no wonder I just put that the fuck away and never picked it back up. So, but I read through it, and it turned out to be really cool. It was not the Joker. It referred, this guy had plastic surgery to impersonate the Joker and try and woo Harley, and it was a reference to a character from the actual regular Harley series early on, and this guy that she ended up, after he imprisoned her, she escaped, beat the shit out of him, but she took him to a mental hospital, had him committed, and was trying to get him help. And then, but he comes back in this issue, and he turns out to be, nope, still all kinds of crazy, manipulated by the Joker to do all this shit, and yeah, spoilers, he's so broken, she kills him.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but it was really intense, and then, like, it wasn't him, and she wasn't falling for that shit again, even though he was really convincingly, like, had studied the movements, got plastic surgery, everything. The funniest thing is her final verification. She's like, I knew it wasn't him, when she had to change his clothes after they knocked him out at one point. And she's like, did you forget he was my mister? Like, you got the wrong bits? So, that was my geeky week.
Oh my God. And the Joker, wasn't there, like, okay, if I'm remembering correctly, now some of this is like me reaching back like way deep into like childhood nostalgia. There were multiple Jokers, right? Wasn't even Robin became a Joker at one point or something? I remember something crazy about that. So like the whole like having a person impersonating the Joker, like didn't that happen a bunch, or am I mistaken?
People have been infected by the Joker stuff, that formula over the years in storylines.
Gotcha. Okay, so that must be what I'm thinking of, because I was like having weird childhood memories of content. Oh, jeez. Okay.
So what have you been up to, Jen?
I finished my statistics class. It's done. Oh my God.
Yay!
I'm so happy that it's done. Honestly, though, for real, like it is my least favorite subject in the entirety of academia, And the fact that I've had to take it 4 times just pisses me off because I'm like, I swear nothing has changed. I guarantee you nothing about any of this is different than it was the last time I fucking took the class at a different school. But it's done, so that's good. Even if I failed my final paper, which, by the way, writing a paper for a math class, also dumb. I'm just saying, the whole thing is just real great. I did get through the second half of Undertale. I'll be putting that up on the YouTubes, the whole run. And yeah, it was crazy. Of course, it folded my brain inside out and sideways, and Curly makes fun of me because I'm bad at video games. So it was super fun. I encourage everyone to check that out. It was a good time. And I've been wowing a lot. I got a couple more characters to 110, and I've been just kind of tooling around and trying to get into the end game. And I realized that, like, man, like, all of the story in this expansion, it's like there's a brief story during the leveling, but really, like, they shove everything at you at 120. Like, you hit 120, like, okay, now you have access to all of the actual story that's happening. So it's a little weird that the leveling in this expansion is really just like grind to get through your levels, get introduced to the zones, kind of. But then, yeah, it's kind of a lot when you haven't played for a while. I'm still a little overwhelmed. Even though it's a couple weeks now getting back into it. Hearthstone expansion came out today. I didn't get to pre-order, but I did have a bunch of packs that I bought with gold. I did get my very first legendary that I opened at a Hearthstone was Calicos, and I'm like, yay, Jaina's ex-boyfriend, how exciting. That was like
now
my
I
only...
hate you.
No, I really fucking hate him so much, and I hated that entire relationship. So I was like, of course I would get fucking Kalik, because I'm always like, yeah, that fucking dragon that Jaina was with for, I almost said something really, really aggressive, but I'm going to behave myself this early in a show. But anyway, it did get Calicos, which is a pretty good. It's supposed to be a pretty good legendary for this expansion. So out of all the ones to get, I did open like 46 packs, and so far have gotten 3 legendaries. No, maybe it was only 2. No, 3. It was 3. So yeah, fun times. Hearthstone, watching Naruto, catching up on the world of Naruto because I never did. So I rewatched all of it, and I'm in Shippuden now, and
It goes.
it's so silly. Well, I also am following the like avoid the spoilers website so that I'm
Right.
not watching through all the like fucking cooking ninjas and shit. Sorry. I mean, I respect their silly episodes. I get it. Like I did waiting every week back in the day for original
So you're
Naruto.
like, I'm done with that.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
done.
I have a life now. I don't have time for that shit. But yeah, so I'm
I
getting.
feel like Raylan, your favorite character from Dragon Prince, is why you're into Naruto now.
I love her so much. She's the best.
She does the Naruto run with her arms behind her back.
Not only does she
it
know-
makes me giggle every time.
She not only does the Naruto run, but she also gets hangry like he does, which is great. I
Right.
love her so much. If you're not watching The Dragon Prince, you are wrong. Go to your Netflix and watch it immediately. It is so good. Yeah, that's pretty much been my week. Been just living the life.
What about you, Monica? What have you been up to?
Well, the last few months have been very, very busy for me.
Yeah, naturally.
With America's Next Top Podcaster. That took a good chunk of my time. But I guess we'll get into that later.
So, what kind of games do you usually play? Because I know you're where is your nerding? Because you're not. Are you? Yeah. What is your area of nerding, for the folks?
Oh, I am a Blizzard fangirl.
Yeah,
I am just all about Heroes of the Storm and Hearthstone and a bit of some other of the I've played some WoW and Overwatch and all that. But Heroes I should say. Whoops. Freudian slip, sorry. Oh my god. Yeah, because the last few months have been really hard if you're a Blizzard fan, just like gut-wrenching, but if you're a Heroes fan, it's been terrible. But getting excited. They released like a big patch a few weeks ago, and they've changed the ranked play system, and I feel like it's a lot better, but we'll see as time goes on. So I'm getting into ranked after all this time when I was just playing, casual play. Um, and same thing with Hearthstone, actually. I got a lot more serious about my Hearthstone, and I made it to rank 8 last month for the
I was
first
just
time
gonna
ever.
ask. Holy crap, that's good.
Ooh. Yeah,
That's-
that's
yeah.
a good rank. I don't play Hearthstone, but I watch my husband play Hearthstone, and he's all like, I can't get past rank. I think it was like 13. So
Aw.
There are some floors there, but once you get like a good deck, you drive through. And I couldn't get to 5. That's what I wanted, but maybe
Dad
next
Legend. We call it Dad Legend because that's the highest
Yeah.
level where you get the biggest chest at the end of the month. So yeah,
Dad gets
Dad
the
Legend.
biggest chest.
Yeah, I
That
guess so.
seems
I guess
interesting.
if anybody gets the biggest chest, I guess it would be Dad.
Yeah. So there's that, and let's see. Oh, I spent an entire weekend. I think it was like 2 weeks ago, just rewatching all the Star Wars movies because I had to prove to
whoa.
myself that whether I hated the first 3 or not. We won't get into politics there, but I think everybody telling you they're terrible, they're so awful. You go back and watch it, and you're like, they're not great, but So that was a fun weekend.
I do that with Lord of the Rings periodically. I'll just go back and watch all 3 of them in one weekend just because I'm feeling like, I don't know, I just need a bunch of Tolkien in my life for some reason and stories that I already know. I don't know.
you need some Legolas eyes in your life.
No, I'm more into that hood elf. She's my favorite. That hood from that elf from the wrong side of the tracks. She's
Right.
No, I'm joking. That's the Hobbit. That's the Hobbit movies. If you want the real hood elf, that's where she's at.
I don't mind the Hobbit movies because they have actors that I like in them, and a dragon. So there's that.
To be fair, they have lots of things to like in them from that standpoint. There's a lot of visual enjoyment.
They're very visually appealing.
That's a good-
They have lots of great things to look at, like short things and tall things. They're all real nice to look at.
All right.
So anyway, what I've been up to, non sequitur, is that I got to play my new combat / trail heavy LARP character this past weekend. Also ow, lots of ow. My legs hurt. My arms hurt.
Oh no.
My back doesn't hurt very much, which is amazing. My feet hurt. It's just all a lot of ow, but I had a lot of fun, so I'm gonna do it again. Because apparently that is a price I'm willing to pay, even though I'm not 20 anymore. And then last night, I was gonna stream, but last minute, the guy that runs our Aeon game was like, let's play. We're almost done with our campaign. So we're playing a sort of Inglorious Bastards campaign where our characters are going to Aeon is a sci-fi tabletop.
Yeah.
It's in the Trinity universe. So for those of you that know what that is, it's the same universe as Aberrant. It's the same universe as Adventure.
Aberrant is fun.
Yeah, Aberrant's fun, but so we're playing the Aeon, and so we're Scions. We have psionic powers, and we're basically all in the far future version of the Spec Ops, and we're going off to this planet to make it terrible and inhospitable for the terrible mutated aberrants that live there. So that's why it's Inglorious Bastards, because I'm like, I don't know if our characters are going to live. We might not make it off the planet.
Yeah.
We might not, and that just might be part of the campaign. Which, it is being recorded, so if you wanted to listen to it, it's for the patrons of my husband's podcast, which is Polyhedron. So if you want to give that a listen, they do Polyhedron plays, so it's them playing different games, and I happen to be in this one, so there's that.
Yeah, we've had him on the show. He's a grill friend.
Yes, he is a girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
He's very sweet. I love him very much.
That's a
Anyway.
good thing because you're married to him, so it's good if you like him. Generally a good start.
Anyway, shall we move on to the Geek Grapevine? Or do you want
Indeed.
to guest?
Well,
Do
truncated.
you want to... That was words I said. Do you want to guest?
It cannot possibly be No Taco Tuesday. No Taco Tuesday is not here. I will not allow it. Yeah, we're gonna truncate the news.
News team, assemble! Geek Grills Grapevine.
Yep.
So,
So let's just handle the Ember. You want to throw up the details about the toys?
I do.
yay!
Previous show guest, Brian Volk-Weiss, who is the producer and creator of the toys that made us. He was kind enough to come on the show, and we watched his other show, blah, blah, blah. But I got an email from him a couple of days ago, and he's published his first op-ed, and it's for Den of Geek. I will put the link in our show notes. And it's a serial, 2 or 3 bits where he explains the entire process that he went through to try and get that show created. And I found it very interesting because our discussion with him, we ended up talking about that process. So there's these articles you can read where he tells the whole story of how he got that made. And while I was reading that, I found this article also, posted on the Den of Geeks site about the new season that's coming out. Season 3 has been announced, and they have a list of the toys that will be included in season 3. So,
Cool.
let me see here. There is not a release date yet, so there's that. But season 3 lineup.
This has an
consists of
autoplay. You've got to be freaking kidding me.
Power Rangers, My Little Pony, wrestling, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I am so into all 3. The last 3 are like, you summed up my 1st and 2nd grade years. Let's do it. Like,
Right? I mean, we all love this show, and it's been such a great time. So I was just excited that we actually got the toy lineup ahead of time. And I will keep an eye out and mention it here when we find out when the finale, or not the finale, the premiere is.
That's super duper duper awesome. I'm
So
excited.
shout out to Brian.
Yay.
Good work.
Yay!
Toys are fun. We like toys. Cool. Yeah, I think
All
that's.
right.
We'll tackle the next one later. We can do it next week.
You want to do later? Okay, we do later. But stay tuned, everyone, for later. Now, we have a guest. And I'm sure she is questioning her life choices of being on this podcast right now.
She's a geeky grill. She deserves to be here.
No, it's not saying she doesn't deserve to be here. It's saying that I am not hosting very well this week. But
But you got great
Stop
yarning
crocheting
skills.
for just 1 hour a week.
It helps her though. It helps her. That's what I was saying. Part of it is that I think Linda's crocheting though also allows her to direct her thoughts. See, like it's
Yeah,
me. I have to write, otherwise I can't pay attention. Which is why I sit here and I swing my chair every week. Live viewers, you get to see me swing my chair like an ADD kid.
But anyway, our guest is Monica, aka Wicked Kitten, who was on America's Next Top Podcaster. So we're gonna be talking to you about that and whatever else you want to talk about.
Yeah, like so basically, I know we've mentioned it before, but September and I both mentioned it because we both did the Kickstarter. We also both applied. I think you put in an application too, right?
I did.
Yeah. See, I know we both applied for it. And then
We did not make the cut.
we did not make the cut. That's okay. Honestly, though, with what happened the last few months of my life, I would have been one of those jerks that would have had to bail. So it's probably a good thing at that point. But so basically, like we mentioned before, Brian Ibbett, one of the hosts of the morning stream, and also does a show Coverville, which is, you don't listen to it, you should. It's really, really fun. But he is obsessed with reality shows, so he decided to make his own audio reality show, which I think makes him a madman and a crazy fucking person. But to be fair, it has been incredible to listen to because I mostly listen to it when I'm at donation, because I donate plasma, and I'm like, I have to sit there for like an hour and be bored. And so I listen to it, and he has gotten it to a point where he even like includes like the sound effects, like the so, like, and like these weird little noises like that you don't notice until you're paying attention, that like heighten the tension like it's an actual reality show. And he'll be like, this week we'll find out if so and so could figure out how to whatever with their wiggle butts, and like whatever it is. Like, it's so funny how he is literally all of his like reality show obsession like shoved into one awesome project. So it's really worth a listen if you're not checking it out. So please go listen to that. And the link, I have the link. It was here. americasnexttop.podcaster.com. We'll get you there. But yeah.
So tell us about the process, I guess, or what you can tell us about the process. I don't know how much is kind of supposed to be secret.
Well, I believe, I don't even know what week, because technically the show is done recording, but they're still releasing. I don't know what episode we're on.
Oh, yeah, like the public. So those of us on the Kickstarter are only 2 weeks behind, but I think the public is like 3 or 4 weeks behind as far as what's out on the feed. So yeah, so we can't spoil things, but you were on it. How many hours a week? I know it was a lot of time. Like, on average, how many hours a week were you spending on that, like on your project?
Well, we would have the meeting on Mondays, and it would start out with Brian giving us our, I guess you'd call it assignment or project or whatever.
Your marching orders.
Yes, exactly. So, we probably spend like an hour doing that, but then it all depended on the teams, because we were put into teams randomly, so it's not like we knew any of the people on our team. For our team decided to stay on, we hooked up. Oh my God. So we got together.
So your team hooked up. That's cool. Good
yeah,
to know.
Hooked up. So, that's how you get it to work, right? But basically, so like after the hour and a half that we spent actually recording that part, we got on a call together and we just kind of like brainstorm for, I think we spent like 2 more hours when we shouldn't have. We should have went to bed. And we came up with ideas, and then the next day we met again. On Wednesdays is when we would get to talk to Tom, which I love Tom Merritt, by the way.
Tom Merritt is one of my favorite humans on the planet, and every time I see him, I hug him and talk about baseball in Illinois. I don't know why. That's what we always end up talking about. But he is one of my favorite humans.
He's so freaking great. And
I fangirled way too hard when we had him on the show.
It was probably a good thing that I wasn't here when we had him on the show, because I don't know if I could have done it. It was really hard when we had Jules on, because like my podcast idol is like Tom Merritt, and then Jules she did Torn Think Tank. Those are like my 2 like pinnacles of I would have nerded out so hard.
So Tom always came first in your who you got to talk to? Monica?
Well, he was the coach. So we would talk to Brian first to get the assignment. Like, so the first week would be just getting the assignment and then working on it. We'd get advice from Tom on Wednesdays, and then the projects were due on Friday. So that's about the time that we had, and we all have jobs, full-time jobs on top of doing this. So we would we worked a bit over like voice chat, but then a lot of times we were just in a Google Doc, just writing things out and planning. So there are a lot of hours actually that Hammond Chamberlain, he did all the editing and all that stuff for the show. He's fantastic. He had to sit there and listen to all of our crap, and I feel really bad. And I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize to Hammond. I'm so sorry. We love you.
No, he put in a lot of work. I know I mentioned Brian earlier when I was describing some of the stuff, and like a lot of stuff is also Hammond too. Like, and it's hard because you hear Brian's voice, and you don't hear him, and so it's hard to remember like how much work is actually being done as he's helping with doing the production of it. It's crazy. Do you guys? So when you guys are submitting your projects, did you guys find that you did like a lot of? Did you have to sit together for like hours, or was it like a lot of like break away and then come back together and?
Well, the I guess getting for our team, we got close pretty fast. Like we got along swimmingly. So we actually enjoyed all the time that we spent together, and I don't think we realized how much time we spent, especially on that first week. We went overboard because Bill even he's one of the dudes on my team. He was even like, "Yeah, I need to cut back because I have to get up in the morning." And I was like, "Oh no." But
I like.
Oh,
Bill
we
a
should
lot.
totally tell everyone your team name because your team name is fucking awesome.
I was on a bus when I first heard the team name. I was on a bus to San Diego, and it was like the middle of the night, and I literally like LOL'd, and the entire bus like in my area is like looking at me as I'm like snarfing over the name of your team. So yes, please go ahead.
So we were the Ruth Badger Ginsburgs. And that name came from, let's see. We were coming up with ideas for the show, and it was going to be like a debate topic type thing. So we would take two things and it would be either or. So I believe I picked something like Beyonce versus Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And Bridget on our team, she was just like, it was Ruth Badger. I think that's where it came about. And I'm like, yeah, that's right.
That is now the name.
It's Bader, but okay. And then we just decided that has to be the name. And now we call ourselves the Badgers, actually, still. Like, we still call each other, we're like, go Badgers for life. So,
Forever a Badger.
Forever
Exactly.
a Badger. Oh,
Hey, Badgers are cool. Both Linda and I
I'm a Hufflepuff.
we're both Hufflepuffs, so we're super down with the Badger approach to the world.
Actually, that brings up a question. Are you guys planning on maybe doing like more projects together in the future since you got along so well?
We had talked about it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I know that Bill is doing 3 or 4 podcasts of his own. He actually just started one on Stadia or something. And
dumb name. Still a dumb name. Sorry. Stadia is such a dumb name. Try not to be bitter about it.
and Bridget's working on a project of her own, and so like we just finished it, like the show finished recording and everything. So I guess we'll see, because I'm not gonna say who won or nothing.
No.
Well, I'm curious about you personally because you didn't have your own podcast. You had just been on other people's. Like,
Right.
do you feel like you learned a lot? Like you're ready? Like you're more confident? Are you going to start your own podcasting now?
It's definitely the plan to start my own podcast. I feel like I didn't get enough time in the show, and I mean, you'll, as you listen, you'll hear my thoughts and all that. But it's definitely one of the problems that I felt was I always needed a co-host, and I could just never find anyone that I grooved with. I didn't have a best friend who also podcasted. Like, I mean, I have friends who podcast. Wait a minute. Anyway, the point is...
There's a difference, though, between having chemistry with people in particular. Like, September and I, we got started on this because we got together to play an exhibition match against Jocelyn's, like, ladies' night. It was Dill's Grills versus Joss's lady night, and we were just, like, hanging out in the Discord, having such a great time that we were like, I want to do a podcast. Me too. And then we just got along. And, yeah, you can't create that, though. It's definitely, like, something that... it's hard sometimes to find like somebody that you can like mesh with like that. That's the biggest reason why I hadn't started my own podcast yet, was I was in the same boat.
I've had like a couple of people where I've talked to them and like it either fell through or I never heard from them again, which is fine. Like there's life comes up. I never get mad at anyone for that. It's just never worked out with anyone. So I started thinking, maybe I could do this on my own, and I guess the one thing I'm lacking is the, like the editing skills and that kind of thing. That's what I really wanted to learn. That and being able to do comedy week with Jury there would have been fantastic. Oops, spoiler.
I think I would have
Right?
died. I think I would have. I think I
That's
would
not a
have died.
spoiler. I don't think anything that's available in your podcast catcher is off limits
2 weeks.
right now.
2 weeks. We always have our courtesy 2 weeks. So based on
Well.
what's live right now, well, at least that's what we've always done before. I mean, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we usually do 2 weeks for shows. So I think about the same. We should be able to do 2 weeks for whatever's live for
this show.
this show. Exactly. I
Yeah.
think that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be March 20.
That would have been the dream.
Yeah, I was trying to remember. I'm like trying to remember what that was.
So we could go all the way up to. I
So
don't want to interrupt.
no. You're totally fine. It's
all the
good
way
to
up
figure out.
to Final Four review was March 29th.
Yeah, see, so that's
The
pretty
week
much.
before that was the video game.
So I'd say
elimination.
video game
Yeah.
is probably where we shouldn't talk about the video game one.
Right. So comedy is fair game.
Yep, totally. See, I would have like honestly listening to you guys go through this. All I kept thinking was, I don't know if I have the fucking balls for this. Like I was like, no, I could do this. And I'm listening to it. I'm like, fuck. Like Jury, I'm not. I'm friends with Jury. Like I hang out with him. Like we spent. September and I spent a long amount of
I
time
made
until
sure
very
we got
very
his
late.
ass back to bed
That's
when
right.
we almost passed out
We-
in Dill's room at Vegas
It,
last
like,
year.
fucking- Right? We made sure he was an adult. Like, and when he was holding court at the fucking pool at the plaza, like he's kind of intense as it is, like just as a person. He really was though. Like I have great pictures of him and fucking Petey, who looks like he has the most Miami outfit you've ever seen in your life. By the way, great pictures. But he's so intense in person. And he's just a very intense, opinionated guy, and I don't know if I could handle hearing the kind of feedback that he gives on
rough.
something that you've
He's
spent
rough.
hours and hours of your life on. And to be fair, I know it comes from a good place and it comes from a place of a lot of experience, but at the same time I'm like, damn.
His harsh criticism reminded me though, like that. Oh yeah, shit. He's got a journalism degree, right? Like,
Yeah.
he was so meticulous.
He went to Syracuse. I mean, he's like legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you not like freak out
Yeah,
at that?
totally.
And I want to talk about your elimination because I really felt like you got thrown under the bus.
I do too.
I really do. Like
I
as much as
literally-
fishy, but you didn't get all salty like he did.
I was
So,
like,
good
not
on
Monica, not Monica, not Monica. No, don't say Monica.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
And then I literally messaged you minutes after listening to the episode. Like that message I sent you, I had just listened to it.
be like, oh, Monica,
Oh my
you
god.
okay? No. Just the three judges in general. Because I loved Ibbot. Like, he's cool. We've been friends for a while, and Scott. He's just like, I don't know how to describe him. He
Such a
is.
dad.
I was gonna say he's like that dad that isn't yours, but somehow still kind of a dad. It's weird. Like he's
Not my
very
dad, but
no, exactly. Like he's like
you're eliminated. I'm sorry. I'd like to hug you.
yeah, no, like he's
yeah, he did. Actually, he did say that. That's right. I forgot.
exactly like he's so. I don't know. He just gets that way.
It's fun. It's funny, but like he's the one. I started listening to podcasts because of him and Brian. Well, I guess technically it was Tom Merritt first, but the point is TMS was my first regular podcast, and I fell in love with it and their personalities, and thinking, you think you know who these people are because you watch the shows and you do the thing, and having met him and spent quite a bit of time with him, he's just exactly who you think he is. Like,
Yeah.
he's just like they both of them, Ibbot too. So having him hear me was just, that was also kind of like a, and of course Nicole is like amazing. She's so funny and geeky and smart, and she knows like all the stuff. I mean, yeah. So, and Jury I found later through use my hands a lot. I just noticed that.
We all do. It's a.
We all
That's why
do.
if people come listen live. You can watch all of us use our hands.
There's a reason why I occupy mine, because otherwise I'd be flailing.
We're hand talkers, all of us.
And I kind of
I'm
like
constantly just trying to tame my hair.
Right? Right?
I started listening to Jerry's podcasts from, because he would be on like right after TMS, like be on Twitch. And he's great. Like, I have like so much respect for him. And I knew why he was going to be on the show. Like, I can see why Nicole was there, why Scott was there. And I knew exactly what Jerry was supposed to be. And he played it beautifully. And not that he was being fake. It was exactly him. But you know what I mean? Like, that's just who he
why
is.
he was chosen to balance out the type of judges.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I can see that.
Yeah, Scott
also-
was.
Jury's not going to ever pull any damn punches.
Oh no, never in his
No.
fucking life.
Absolutely not.
Jury won't pull a punch like when he should. Like when he's like, I mean, to be honest, like when he was covering like stuff for like the Democratic National Convention and stuff, he still wouldn't pull punches. Like, come on, dude. One of the things that I liked about it though, there were a few times where I was like, okay, dude, you're getting like super focused on dumb things. Like his whole thing about hating the sign off at the end, and I'm just like, or like pretending like it's a podcast. I'm like, that's what they're supposed to do. Why are you giving them shit for that? But the other parts of what he had to say, I did feel like there was just a lot of really valuable information. Like as a podcaster, I'm like, oh my God, I never thought about that in that way from all three of them. So it was really valuable. Well, I should say all four, because Tom Merritt had a lot to add too during those coaching sessions where I just never thought about certain things in that way until listening to the show.
That one piece of advice that Justin gives on like the first week, and it's just like, why should they care?
Yep.
Well, that doesn't spoil the show. That's the second episode, I think. But
Yeah.
Why, when you're making the show, why does the person watching or listening, why should they care?
Like
And,
that was.
I was like, I don't know. Now I'm like, how am I supposed to do this? And mind you, like all of these podcasts that we're creating within a week, not even a week,
Yeah.
5 days, they're 10 minutes long. No longer than 10 minutes. Like, do you know how hard it is to get 4 people to do 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, I know, and that was, like Jen said, so hard for me to listen to still. It's like not only 10 freaking minutes with making sure you involve several people and then being given a particular theme that you might not have any idea about or interest in, but sound genuine. Oh, like that's really, really daunting. And
Yeah.
I can't imagine doing it. And I went to women's campaign school at Yale. And like when you got eliminated, I thought of this, and I've heard criticism, as I hear criticism every time during an elimination round, like, all right, well, how was this person involved? And like, if this person's voice wasn't there, what were they doing? Making sure they knew what everyone was doing. And I understand trying to judge things that way, because when I went to campaign school for our final project, and we worked on it all week long, and we were doing like 14-hour days and all these things, but we still had this final project. And we had one of our team members who just never came to meetings, never showed up, didn't do shit. And then we like had to threaten her with like telling the administrators, like, listen, she's not participating. We have to, what are we going to do? And we didn't. And she finally showed up for a meeting, and we gave her a small part of the presentation to do. And then when it came time to get graded, we got dinged on our grade for not including her enough. They made this assumption that because of her fucking accent or something, we didn't give her a big enough part of the presentation.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like,
work is tough.
oh my God, I was so stressed out. I was like, oh, well, that was your idea, you're out. Or you didn't do enough, you're out. Like, that upsets me. It's not fair.
Oh yeah, trust me, I know. It's not easy, especially in those early weeks, because later on you'll hear people like really delving into like what they're good at, their skills, and the judges going after them, being like, this is what you're good at, this is what you're bad. That would have been really great for me.
Yeah.
But I didn't really get that.
Maybe
I didn't get to that part.
Brian said on TMS that he plans to do a season 2. Do you think you'd apply to try to do it again and see if you could get further and learn more from it? Would you do it again?
America's Next Top Podcaster All Stars.
All Stars. Monica, number 1.
I actually did say that at the end of my goodbye speech.
I loved it.
Geez, I really don't know, because the next season is going to start in the summertime.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'll be ready for that. I mean, like, I'm sure he plans to do more than one season, so maybe I'll show back up at some point, but I'd have to apply, and then he'd have to accept me again, and I don't know if I could go through all that again. No.
It was really sweet that Nicole offered to talk with you.
I was just thinking about that. Yeah, and I hope you do take her up on that, because I know she's totally wouldn't say something like that unless she was sincere with it. And oh my gosh, you could get so much, like you said, she's so smart, and she's just so quick on she's so quick on her feet sometimes, and it just like, or not sometimes, like all the time. And with how she speaks and she chooses her words, I'm like, I wish I could sound like that. Instead, I'm like, no Taco Tuesday all the time. Like
Don Cheeto, but still. Sure.
Right. No, yeah. I mean, well, of course, we all have our moments, but for the most part, she's very well spoken, and has a lot of thoughtful things to say. So that was really interesting for me to get to see more of her personality, because normally it's just recommendals, and I get a lot she does recommendals on Wednesdays, because she used to do the Movielicious podcast, and they recommend movies or something that's streaming, and I get to know her a little bit through that. But it's interesting, I've really gotten to know her a lot more than I thought I would, because of talking about these podcast projects that that you guys are doing for the show. Is really interesting.
Yeah, it was I've always liked her and respected her, but this was like my first, because I know Scott, and I've met Jerry a few times for the first time, because we were usually drinking, but he made a joke when I was eliminated. He's like, oh, next time we see each other, I'll buy you a beer, and I'm like, you already have. Like, I'll buy you another one then. So it was like, it was really cool. Like, obviously I hold no grudges. Like, I respect him so much that what he said, it would have meant a lot to me to hear him actually say something critical about what I was actually doing. Because like I said in the beginning, I can't really take any of that. I can go, okay, maybe that was a stupid idea, but that's about all I can go. And the other part that was the judging was just amazing, was hearing some positive feedback from Scott. Like,
yeah,
just the tiniest little bit, but it was just like
when he said something like I mean, he's like, Wicked Kitten, she's in the chat all the time, Monica's in the chat all the time, like I would have no idea that she could speak like that, and like she doesn't. Like, he had some really high words of praise,
like,
there.
I'm gonna miss your voice on this show, and
totally.
I was like, oh
yeah,
so like, if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be going after the podcasting dream or whatever, because I'm just like a kid who would listen to the radio and all that and dream about doing that, but how do you do that, right?
You start,
and here's podcasting. You can do it right here, right from your home. You can do whatever you want.
I saw that in your bio on the Top Podcaster site, that like you always wanted to do radio, and so yeah, absolutely, podcasting means you can just give that a go, really.
It just, like, the other part is, and I wanted to make sure I said something when I was like saying goodbye, like you have to try things, and you have to kind of rise above your fear, because it was terrifying for me to apply, and but I did, and I couldn't even believe that I got picked. Like, I still am kind of like, are you sure, Brian? Like, am I supposed to be? But it's almost like I don't know how to describe it. Like,
it's a validation that it's a worthwhile endeavor. It really is, like, getting on the show, because Brian is very picky. This is his first season. So the fact that he picked you, that does say a lot.
Yeah, he and Hammond made it very clear that there was no favoritism or anything. He's like, you got picked fair and square, like everybody voted and you were up there. And I was just like, that's humbling.
Mm-hmm. So is there any other, besides like the advice you've already told us, like was there any other advice that you got while you were on the show that you would like pass on to everyone else?
Now you put me on the spot.
What I do.
So like, you know, Jerry would give us like critical advice. Well, not just us, but the other teams too. So you would get to hear things like that.
I was going to ask that. So you guys are all listening to all the judging at the same time?
Yes,
okay.
We are.
So you guys are hearing all that live. Okay. Sorry, I was behind the curtain a little bit.
So imagine that, by the way, like it's me in front of all the teams, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, bye, bye everybody. Bye. But
I totally kicked you off your train of thought. I'm so sorry. It's my fault.
Okay, well, if you're not sure yet what the most valuable thing you learned was, let's talk about grape nuts.
How do you feel about grape nuts, though? For real, like on a.
They're delicious. Shut up.
No, it's funny. I was defending.
No, I'm with you.
I was defending.
I seriously.
I seriously was too. Oh my god! I was like, I love grape nuts. They're so good.
Like I almost messaged Ibbot. He's like, oh, they're not good in anything, and I almost messaged him about it. Like, dude, what's wrong with you? Because I mean.
Don't cereal shame me, bro.
Put some grape nuts in your yogurt and just try that before you knock it.
I would
recommend just trying to get a handful. That's a terrible fucking idea.
Yeah, it's like gravel, but
it's like gravel. Don't eat it like that.
But they're an amazing addition to yogurt. And I also wanted to ask you, sorry, for those of you that don't know and haven't listened to the show yet, the last show Monica did, they did a food podcast and they talked about cereal in it, and so these things came up, and I was like, I have a much more, I think, akin to you taste in cereals, all that sugary shit and like not so much. So the grape nuts thing was funny and the Rice Krispies thing was funny, and I wanted to ask you what your feelings are about Cracklin' Oat Bran, because I'm not even sure they make it anymore, and that shit looks like dog food, but it's delicious. It is one of the best cereals.
And things have evolved.
I feel like we need to put you two like in a room and like have some kind of an intervention, like a serious cereal conversation.
We need to have the cereal, like a fake cereal podcast, and just send it to Jury.
It'll be Serial Killers, and it'll literally be the end of our podcast careers.
Serial killer.
We almost called it that, by the way.
It had to be like the Captain Crunch Sugar Warriors versus the we actually want to fuel our bodies with cereal in the morning team.
Hey man, don't cereal shame me, bro. I love my Captain Crunch, but I also like grape nuts. You can like both. It's okay.
God, you're reminding me I had to yell at them because they kept calling it Captain Crunch.
It's
I'm like,
Captain
it's not
Crunch.
Captain Crunch.
Captain
It's like
Crunch.
a Captain Crunch.
That's right.
He does not actually get a captain title for being a captain.
Admiral Crispy is the knockoff version. No.
And that's going in.
Oh no. Oh no.
Just a heads up, they actually do still make Crackling Oat Bran. I've seen it.
Okay.
I've just never eaten it before. But I imagine it's like solid grape nuts, I would assume. Like the way it tastes, but in a solid round O form.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
It's way more tasty, actually, and the texture isn't like as hard. You should try it. It's good.
Yeah.
It just looks really awful.
See,
I mean, it seriously looks
this
like
is why
dog food.
podcasts are a thing, because you can spark whole discussions about cereal.
No, it's true. It's true. And that's the one thing that blew my mind was
It's
that
the topic. It's how she got eliminated. They blamed her for like
Well, that was
picking
the thing.
cereal.
Yeah, I don't agree with the elimination based on whose idea it was. Like, I feel like if somebody had a shitty idea, or not shitty. Your idea was not shitty. I'm not saying your idea was shitty. Oh my god, my foot is so far in my mouth I can't. No, it was. I didn't think it was a shitty idea at all. But I do think that, like, I think that shouldn't matter as much. But again, I'm not a judge. Like Brian, I'm not a judge. And I like how he's like, I'm not a judge, but here's me judging a whole bunch of stuff about the thing you just did.
Well, and from what I heard of the discussions, what they put in the show, I don't feel like it was fully your idea enough that picking you was fair. That's what I'm saying.
We all are like vote
Don't
Monica
upset-
back on.
You can say whatever you want. Defend yourself.
I seriously did not get mad or nothing. Like,
You took your cereal lumps.
Oh my god.
basically.
I'm taking
But
this
the
box
other
of
part-
cereal and going home.
There's an issue with having a brand new show like this, and
Yeah.
we're coming into this blind. Our team, like, we got along really well. We had chemistry, I think, and when you come up with ideas in a vacuum technically, and then you
Right.
go and you hear what the other people are coming up with, and it's like it was just different. It was like on a different level. Like, they were doing, and not that we weren't doing anything good. I'm saying, like, we did. We should have upped our game.
No, to be fair, I think it was just a little bit unlucky that, because like there were some other times where I felt like teams maybe phoned it in a little bit later, but I think that you just happened to be in a week where those other two teams just really
Brought it.
really brought it. I mean, to be honest, one of those two shows, I literally am like, please make this a fucking show. I'm so in. Make this a show. I played it for other people, like one of the ones from that week, and to be fair, that one, I think, help one of the people on that team ride pretty far, even on weeks when maybe they didn't do so well. So that's how good one of the shows that week was. But I mean, I think it is hard, like you said. How do you sit in a room and just be like, okay, we need to make up a podcast on this topic right now, and then go and make the thing, in all of that in less than like 5 days. That's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot of pressure, and just, but that's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is I got to work with people. I got to see what it felt like when you're with other people, and it's your show, because like I've guested on other shows, so it's like, it's like I'm here now, like this is your show.
Hey, wait a minute.
You guys have your own chemistry, and I'm like, added to it, like, crackling oat bran, but you add a little sugar or something on top. So, which actually would make it worse for me because I don't like the sugar.
It
but
would,
still.
and it doesn't. It's not real sugary. I like it. And I want to tell you, I think you did a great job. Jen wanted you here, and I was like, yes, 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 because like, and what's part of what Scott said during that elimination was that he was gonna miss is you're really good at this. You have this. You'll throw something out there that is just so funny.
Yes.
Your personality sparkles through at these little moments during a discussion that help the momentum of a discussion.
Oh.
So I just wanted to point that out if you didn't know that, because I
Thank
know
you.
that being eliminated was hard, but you shone through, and I really think I hope you keep doing this, and then I can listen to your show.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, like, Blizzard fangirls, we have to all stick together because there's, proud.
We're having
Blizzard
a rough time right
fangirls.
now.
It is a little
Right?
rough right now when your favorite is like a genocidal maniac now, and now you have to deal with like the emotions of it, and it's really, really traumatized. My Sylvanas. It's so frustrating.
She's so bad in Heroes right now. I can't
And
even.
it's just the whole thing is so rough. But yeah, no, I do hope you do continue to podcast too, because I agree with Ember. Yeah, it's really you caught my attention. Actually, your intro video caught my attention more than anything. I was like, damn, I can't wait to hear what she's gonna do. Like, you were really well spoken in that, and like I saw a different side of you. Because yeah, I think I hung out with you drunk at BlizzCon. Like, those are different experiences. I'm pretty sure that was the one I had Jury. I have pictures of Jury super drunk, open mouthed at fucking BlizzCon, all confused, screaming and yelling all the time.
Yeah, that was one of the times I saw Jerry.
He's fun when drunk. I encourage you to hang out with him.
He's a lot less intimidating when he's drunk too.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, he's like less intense.
Yeah,
So Jen,
mostly.
I think now might be a good time for some grilling.
Yes.
You have the list.
Yeah.
And then after the grilling, we'll go back to what was the most important thing you learned. Haha.
We're gonna grill you, and then we're gonna grill you again.
I
Here,
love the shock look on your face.
here it
Yes,
goes.
this is a surprise. We have only been marinating you.
Yes.
Now we're going to milk it.
I do hope that
Oh,
you
no.
feel properly marinated, seasoned to perfection, because now you're about to get grilled. So I'm going to ask you a series of scenarios. These are would you rather's, and that's what I feel like doing today. So we're gonna would you rather. So would you rather your shirts be always 2 sizes too big, or 1 size too small? This one drives me crazy. All I can think of is like I'm uncomfortable either way.
I would say, oh, God, even though this would be uncomfortable, I really would. I'd prefer the 1 size too small, but then like I'd just stretch it out. You know how you like pull it and
It's like,
just so it's like a little bit stretched out, like
like a fresh pair of jeans out of the dryer. We make it work. Would you rather be locked in a room that is constantly dark for a week, or in a room that is constantly bright for a week?
Oh my God.
I don't know. Both of them sound awful, but
I mean, on the one hand, I have like super heavy light sensitivity, and on the other, I'm terrified of the dark.
that's so funny. I have the exact same reaction to this. I'm also afraid of the dark, and because I have kaleidoscope eyeball, I don't like being in bright light because it makes my head hurt. So yeah, I'm with you. I think both of those would be horrendous. But yeah, if you had to, what would you do?
Well, I think I would go.
Put your hand over your eyes.
That's true. Shut up.
You can't summon light.
I can wear sunglasses. Okay, I'm gonna go with the light.
Okay,
Also,
you're gonna
it's
go
pretty
with the
horrible.
light, like Anduin style. You're gonna go for the light. It's always good.
Not Anne. Oh, God.
I know he's gotten better. I named my dog
mean,
after
yeah,
him, unfortunately.
right.
He's Manduin now. He's a whole different type of Anduin. We just call him Wanduin. All right, would you rather live without internet or live without AC and heating? Now, this is like a no-brainer for me, personally. So no internet or no AC or heating.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm living that right now.
Oh, no. Oh,
It's
no.
it's that time of year where it's gotten kind of hot, but the air conditioners aren't
Yeah.
in the windows yet, so you're
Yeah.
kind of like, I don't think I could live without internet anymore. Not with the life that I lead.
It is such an interesting and strange life that we lead these days.
If I need heat, I'll just sit by the computer.
Yeah. It puts off enough heat, you might be okay. To be fair, my computer does actually kind of heat the room. It's a little rough in the summer. Okay, and last but certainly not least, would you rather have a horrible job but be able to retire comfortably in 10 years, or have your dream job but have to work until the day you die? It's such a weird question.
Dream job.
Yeah, totally. See, me too. Because I'm going to be one of
Really?
those terrible people that can't retire. Ember, you're the same way, even if you don't admit it right now. Ember,
No, I don't think I am.
well,
I think I could stick it out for 10 years if I could be done and then do whatever I want.
Well,
I don't
I guess
think I
that's
have
true.
to stick with it. I think I'm too like, no, I want to do something else now, and I want to do something else now, and I want to do something else now.
That's
I
true.
would like that freedom sooner.
that's true.
Because like I don't think a dream job would last for me. Like my dream changes.
Yeah, you know what? I think
I-
you're totally right. I never thought about that because yeah, I'd be the same way.
The only thing that I think about is that we don't know how long that life is going to be. So
Yeah,
what if you die the day after those 10 years? That
yeah,
sucks.
that totally fucking
Yeah.
blows.
If you
I
can
mean,
retire comfortably after 10, you already have enough like spend like I don't know mad money to be having a good time during as well.
I think what I'm thinking of is September would keep herself busy with 1,000 projects though when she was done working, because she'd be able to be like doing all the things that she had been doing, like
Right.
sewing
Like,
more
I had my
and
food truck.
yeah, you could open a little coffee shop of your own if you wanted to, and like have people there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you'd. Oh, the
We're the
dream.
worst. Like Rob and I bought a Powerball ticket, and we had this whole list of just.
Yeah.
It was more shit to actually do.
Yeah. Linda, what about
right.
you? I'm curious now, because now we've all gone around and said it. So now you have to decide. Would you rather do the 10 years
jumped
super
on the
hard?
grill.
10 years or dream job? Probably dream job, because I've had the thing where I've been at a job where I know I'd be comfortable but miserable,
Yeah.
and I don't want to do that again.
Yeah, 'cause it's like the worst.
I do not.
Dig it. I dig it. All right, so Linda set you up for what piece of advice did you feel was the most valuable that you got on the show?
That you want to pass on
That
to
you wanna
everybody
pass?
else.
Yeah, that you want to share. And spread.
You know, as aside from the jury one where it was like,
Why do they care?
yeah, why should they care and all that, and it's funny. I don't think that it's anything that they said, but going through the experience itself, I learned more about me.
Yeah.
And I learned that I tend to get talked over a lot. I tend to blend into the background sometimes, or let like I don't show through, and I feel that I need to learn how to hold my own. If I did want to do like a podcast with other people, I need to learn how to do that, because, Bridget and Bill, they do that beautifully. They know how to like talk and then, keep going. And I'm very much like, when somebody starts talking, I'll go quiet. I'm just like, what? No, you go. No, like there's just a certain command. And I guess, so speak up.
Yeah. That's and try things, Screw it.
Oh, and trust your instincts too. Sometimes your instincts
Oh, it's like the most
smarter than you
important-
know.
It's like the most important lesson that I never learn. Oh.
Cool. So, now that we've grilled you and you've given us that awesome advice.
I had one more quick question.
Oh, hold on.
okay, fine. Have your
Sorry,
question.
I was muted. I don't know how that happened. I did actually have a question on that note about your advice, because I wanted to ask, when you guys recorded your episodes, did you use video or only audio with your team?
Most of the time it was audio, but we did do some video. We started to feel like it would be a lot better being able to see each other and how to take cues and stuff like that.
Jury and Schwood actually will not do Night Attack. They freak out if they have to do it where they can't see each other, because they literally, even with the rapport and the chemistry that they have, they can't handle it because they need to be able to see what the other person is doing. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and that's
that
what I
makes
was going to say about that, because we have had a shift in, we knew each other's cues to an extent, but then we got a new host, and shifting to live streaming while we record, that you get to know the look on the other person's face, and when they want to say something, so you don't have to have an audio until they notice.
Yeah, when we pay attention, we're not ADD. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's shiny.
And I don't know if I want to go back to doing it without. Well,
Yeah.
no, I do it without a Harrison hearsay right now because Barney's camera's broken.
Oh, no.
And it's been troubling.
Oh,
So.
no.
That's the other part. It's a lot. It's also a lot different doing the other podcasts that I've done are all live stream like this, where you just have a conversation and you're talking about the news or whatever it is. And this was more of a formal podcast where you write a script, you know what you're going to say. Well, I guess our conversation was a little free form, but we recorded it a bunch, so there was a bunch more that nobody got to hear. So that's a lot different too.
Yeah, and in Trust Your Cape, I do one that's a live game we're playing. And I mean, at least you have a DM who's directing everything. But as far as when other people want to speak, he ends up spending hours and hours and hours editing because we don't see each other.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. So, I think we can go. Thank you very much for being our guest.
Yes.
Uh,
Awesome having you.
We loved having you on the show. So, what are y'all most anticipating coming up this week? Ember?
I have to find time to see Shazam.
Yeah.
That's my only geek goal this week.
I can't
have
believe
to
you
see
haven't.
Shazam.
I can't believe you haven't seen it yet. Oh my gosh! Yes, I hope you do get the chance.
As Silver Kitsune said, because I missed her show Saturday too.
Oh.
Always choose Kiss.
Oh, no, totally, 100%. If it's like Kiss versus that, no, absolutely, go see Shazam later.
Shazam will wait.
Also, I want to talk to Silver again. She's amazing. I love her. Yeah. Sorry. Go see Shazam. I'm gonna be working on doing without spoiling things because I did my first playthrough of Undertale. There is a reason to go and do another run, so I'll be doing that. I'll probably go much faster, so I'm gonna stream that. Hopefully, I just found out that the man friend is out of town till Monday, as of like 30 minutes ago, and I found out about 2 hours ago. So I will be have extra time, so I guess we'll go ahead and stream that this week. So pay attention to my channel for that for sure. But I definitely need to go see movies and stuff and things. So I might just go. Maybe I'll go do a solo self-care date night and take myself out to a movie this week. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Cool. What about you, Monica?
Let's see. This week, I don't know. Rise of Shadows might have
I was
come
gonna
out.
say, I feel like there's a Hearthstone expansion that literally dropped 6 hours ago, and we're keeping her from playing right now. No.
I have like 50-something packs that I pre-purchased.
Yes.
So I have to get those open and play, but I also want to get to Heroes because I'm doing the ranked ladder. I'm trying to climb up from Bronze 4, which is, better than Bronze 5. So that's gonna be fun. And now that you mentioned the movies,
stream that?
Yeah, I stream.
Yep.
I'm a little Twitch affiliate.
All right, and it is Wicked. Is it Wicked Kitten 13? Right? Is your Twitch channel,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Exactly.
We'll make sure it's in the show notes too for everybody.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Thank you. But also, like she was mentioning the movies, and I keep forgetting to go see Us and Pet Sematary because I'm a big horror fan as well. So
I need to go see Us. That's what I want to see so bad.
So yeah, I keep thinking about going, but it's like I have to go alone, and
That is what I was just
I'm a
thinking.
little scared. It's like I'm fine going to the movies by myself, but going to see that movie, like I'm so freaked out something's gonna happen on the way home. Just
See it during the day. Like, go for a matinee and then go home when it's light. That's what you do. That's what I had to do a long time for horror movies. It's like I couldn't watch it when it was nighttime. I was like, I'm gonna start this movie in the middle of the day, and I'll be fine. Did not work for Aliens. I stopped watching that movie when it was still daylight. I went to bed that night, and I woke up and I thought something was looming over me. It was my lamp.
Those lamps, they're scary.
They'll get you.
I swear to God, it looked like an alien, but it was a torchère.
Oh man.
Anyway.
Anyway.
For myself, we've actually got Lab Appreciation Week coming up this week at my work, which is apparently a national thing.
Yep.
Where they're doing lab appreciation for all the lab people that do lab things.
We did it at my work, where I was at before. Yeah. Lab Appreciation Week.
So it's
Support the
apparently
nerds.
fun. It's apparently fun games and prizes while I get paid, which is nice.
All of it sounds wonderful.
I'm looking forward to it.
So, folks, remember, you can always come watch us record at twitch.tv/Geek Grills on Tuesday evenings. Our next one will be on April 16th at 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST.
Yep. Time zones are confusing. I was on the phone with somebody today. They're like, okay, but you're in Mountain Time. I was like, no, right now I'm in Pacific. It's like, but I thought you were in Arizona. Correct.
Yeah, because ours doesn't change. It's the only one that does.
It's really hard. It's so confusing. Don't forget, guys, in addition, guys, grills, animals, whatever you are, in addition to the subs and
Anduin.
bits. Yeah, Anduin. Fucking butthole over there. Good puppy. He's a good puppy. I love him very much. No potties this week, by the way. I can't believe I didn't announce this. This is the first week that he has not pissed or shit in the shower, which means it has not happened inside. We've reached a brand new height, and now I've said this out loud. I'm knocking on all the wood I can. But literally, it was glorious this week. Anyway, moving on. Puppies are fun. In addition to the subs and bits that we get on Twitch, we are supported by our amazing patrons, the greatest girlfriends on the internet, in fact. You can become a patron today, patreon.com/grills. And don't forget, if you have Amazon Prime, you have money that you can give to us, because you can sub to us for free every month with your Twitch Prime. You get one free sub. Do it. Give us their money.
Do it.
Do it.
And you can leave us a review. Doing so is free. So you can do it on any of your podcast catchers, which can help other people find us, which helps them find our podcast. I said that twice. It's great. Everyone's fine. Also, you can join our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter and help us spread the word there. I'm having a real hard time today, guys.
I think we
not
are.
helping.
I feel like today has been just one of those days where we're all just like, I don't know. I don't want to bring up like Mercury in retrograde, but I feel like there's some planetary body that is doing something abnormal today, because it has just been one of those days.
You can't see how hard Ember just rolled her eyes.
Because I don't want it to, because Mercury in retrograde is like the stupidest one, because that's the one that everybody says and they have no idea what it actually means. So that's why it irritates me. But the point is, something is doing something out there, and the energy is just weird today. It's a weird day.
It's a weird day. So, but where can we find you, girls, on the interwebs? Monica?
You can find me streaming on Twitch at twitch.tv/wickedkitten13. I'm doing all my stuff there, games and the like, and eventually there'll be a podcast there, I'm sure. And for everything else, you can follow me on Twitter at wickedkitten13, and that's where you can find out the next place that I'll be guesting, which should be in about a week.
Yay!
So I can't say anything yet, but you'll find out there.
Hooray!
Awesome.
And if y'all haven't, go listen to America's Next Top Podcaster.
Oh yeah, oops. And don't forget, if you haven't listened to America's Next Top Podcaster, you should really check it out. It's a wonderful show. There are so many great and talented people, and the wise and powerful Brian Ibbett pulls all the strings. Do you have what it? No, you don't. Wait a minute, that's not my line. Yeah, so watch the show, please. Thank you.
Okay. Ember? Ember, where can we find you?
I know. Right. I was like trying to submit a show title. Somebody submit the wise and powerful Brian.
I was gonna submit it, and then I was like, I don't know if
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Anyway, I can be reached at 9 of 12. That's NINEOF12 on Twitter and Twitch, and heard on the Heresy and Hearsay and Trust Your Cape podcasts.
I am the Jen, so naturally you can find me at the Jen Says on Twitter, and I am streaming on twitch.tv/thejenplays, and you can find everything I do at thejensays.com, because I own the shit out of that fucking domain. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can also listen to me talk about women in gaming on the Glitter Dice podcast, which comes out on the 1st of every month. And you can find me on Twitter under the name True Noob. That's TRUN00B. So thanks for listening, everyone. Good game.
GG!
Good game, GG.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this
Supposed to
roller.
do that?
It's a game. If you want to be part of the cult, you can. I mean, it's up to you. It's personally, you got to. The pads have to touch, though. The pads have to touch.
Oh.
I'm gonna jury it right now.
Two vaginas,
The pads.
so-
No, it is. Oh my God. See, you like. Oh my God.
See?
Okay, I say
It
this
happened
all
last
the
week.
time. I say this all the time, and everybody, I'm like, us Diamond Grills, we're gonna scissor our timbers. But anyway, the game night drunk Jen
Oh my
has a lot of
God, I
really
love
fun
that.
conversations.
I've never heard that one.
Well, that's because you have to hang out on game nights when Jen pops in and gets drunk and hangs out with Jackie and comes up with weird things that you can do with scissor fingers.
Scissor your...
Scissor my timbers. Yeah, I'm not right in the head. Yay!
Okay, so picking a show title.
Picking a
Show
show
titles.
titles.
So
Picking
we've
the
got
show titles.
here's our submissions. The wise and powerful Brian Ibbett. I see boobs in a whole new light now. Monica's sugar on top. Dad gets the biggest chest. Our team hooked up to get it to work right. Team hookups. Admiral Crispy and Adween's potty incidents in the news.
I was very proud of him. I was very, very proud of him. And I don't have to constantly clean the floor anymore, hopefully. Are you still being good? He just, like, he's been doing this thing where he, like, flops out and he just, like, you realize that you're not entertaining me right now.
Bye, Mr. Gentek. We're going to probably raid into
Night Attack or Curly? I think Night Attack's probably best, though. Let's raid Night Attack.
As soon as we pick a title.
I'm really a
Jen,
fan.
why don't you put a raid call in the chat for people to copy?
Jugger.
Aye. Okay, Breezy Bone, did you go vote for it? Looking at the votes. Right now, Monica's the sugar on top is winning. Oh.
I really like that one a lot because it made me laugh because you also don't like sugar, so it's like ironic. Yeah, see, she gets it. I think it's I feel like that's
I think that's it.
And Admiral Crispy and the Serial Killers was my band back in college. We covered only jingles from like the late 80s, early 90s, and we did them all punk rock style. I wish, God, that'd be fucking cool.
Although we're gonna ask Brian to be on soon. So do we want to butter up the judge?
No, you don't. He doesn't need any buttering. I'm gonna see him in 2 weeks.
Oh, he's on Weight Watchers.
No I was gonna say no buttering.
He's just no butter is allowed. No butter.
Also, Alex and Brian Ibbett are both on my overpants team for Vegas. So Alex agreed to come on too. So we'll have him soon too.
Nice.
Alex is cool.
Yeah, I really like him a lot. I was playing some Overwatch with him.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. Geek Grills put the sugar on top.
I'm so sad I can't make it.
I am sad that you can't make it too. Have you considered TwitchCon? A lot of people are going to TwitchCon this year. I think it could be a really good year to go if you haven't, just because of the number of people that are going.
I mean, like now I'm like I'm an affiliate this year.
Yeah, now
so
you're,
I was thinking
you're an
about
internet personality, and look how famous and widespread all of your.
No. Okay, go in the raid.
Oh, go raid the Night Attack. Follows are free.
Yay!
All right, hold on. I'm sorry, guys. You're gonna hear Bryce for a second until I kill the
I know that face. I've seen him.
Hey, Bryce.
Yeah, we had Bryce on.
Because tomorrow I'm going to be going and editing for Thursday's videos.
We had Bryce on just a couple of weeks ago.
You mean last week?
Was it last week? It was a week ago. Last week we talked about is Geek the
Oh no, that's right. It was 2 weeks ago because we did it on a Thursday.
By the way, we are gonna have to chit chat about scheduling. I'll put it in the production stuff. Monica, we'll let you know when the show goes live, so we'll @tweet you, and then that way you can retweet it and share it if you like. And it was really fun having you. I really appreciate you coming on. It's been awesome.
Thank you for having me.